another episode in MAPEH 8. Good day, Philippines! Good day, Northern Mindanao! Good day, Misamis Oriental! This is your teacher for today, Maika Shela Momo, your partner in learning.
Learn with Teacher Maika!
Yay! Are you excited to learn something new today?
Yay!
That's great! I am too! But first, how to learn from this video lesson? First, take your time watching and listening to this video lesson. Second, follow the directions and instructions in the activities and exercises diligently. Third, if you have queries, feel free to message me in my messenger account at Maika Yamomo. And most especially, have fun! What this module is about. Disease prevention and control is a very important health concern because it affects the quality of people's lives. Communicable diseases not only threaten the sick person, but also his or her family in general. Thus, protecting ourselves and our families from diseases is both a personal and social responsibility. This material will introduce you to the nature of communicable diseases and their prevention and management. You will discover that the spread of communicable diseases threatens the populace. So each one must understand how to prevent their spread and learn how to manage them. There is a very popular saying, prevention is better than cure. As you go along, you will notice that the diseases you're encountering or experiencing can be prevented if you only know how to control them. Accordingly, if you lack self-discipline, then prevention and control of diseases will be difficult to attain. One thing is sure, after learning from this unit, you will be challenged to become a catalyst for the control and prevention of communicable diseases. Start with yourself, family, neighbor, community, and extend it to the nation. You just need to be consistent, demonstrate personal responsibility, and helpful practices in order to prevent and control communicable diseases. Our target is to let this knowledge be seen by your action, words, and way of life. This is the best legacy you can contribute not only to you and your family but also to the whole nation. Lastly, I hope that you will enjoy going through this material.
Milk discusses the stages of infection.
Objectives.
Cognitive domain discuss the stages of infection. Psychomotor domain recommend actions to prevent and control the spread of communicable disease. Affective domain develop awareness on the stages of infection.
Motivation, I have two hands song. Hello, great learners! Do you know the song I Have Two Hands?
Yay!
Let's sing it! Are you ready?
Yay!
I have two hands, the left and the right. Hold them up high, so clean and bright. Clap them softly, 1, 2, 3. Clean little hands are good to see. Very good! So grade 8 learners, iwasan ang sakit at ugaliin ang paghugas ng ating mga kamay. Okay?
Yeah!
Values integration. It is our social and personal responsibility to proactively measures to slow down and contain the spread of coronavirus or any communicable diseases.
Lesson 1. Discussing the stages of infection.
Currently admitted at a government hospital in Manila. Here's more information from the Health Secretary himself.
The confirmed case arrived in the Philippines from Wuhan, China, via Hong Kong last January 21, 2020. The patient sought consult and was admitted in one of the country's government hospitals last January 25 after experiencing mild cough. She is currently asymptomatic.
Kaya nag-iusap kami at saka sumulat ako kay Regional Director Diacuna na kahit madagdagan muna ng kahit 20,000 doses yung Misamis Oriental, hopefully will help us contain and inoculate muna yung mga bayan na malapit sa City of Cagayan de Oro and yung Hingoog City po.
The news were all about COVID-19. As we all know, COVID-19 is an infection that causes the pandemic nowadays. So in this module, we will discuss the stages of infection. Are you ready, grade 8 learners?
Yay!
Good! What I need to know. We always observe the signs and symptoms every time a person feels sick. In order to prevent the spread and further developing of the infection, that person may also stay away or isolate him or herself, and better to take advice from the doctor or a physician. When a person is sick, its severity depends upon the extent of the infection. Now, what is infection, guys? Infection is the invasion and multiplication of microorganisms such as bacteria, viruses, and parasites that are normally present within our body. An infection may cause no symptoms and can be subclinical, or it may cause symptoms and be clinically apparent. What's in? What's in? Activity number 1. Recall the past. Direction. Supply the missing words of the following. Number 1. Can you still remember the stages of human growth and development? Yes or no?
Yes!
Number 2. Blank, a stage where human growth and development starts. Birth to 2 years old.
Infancy!
3. 3 to 8 years old is called blank childhood.
Early!
Number 4. Blank to blank years old is called middle childhood.
6 to 12!
Number 5. Adolescence starts from 12 years old up to blank years old.
18!
What's new? What's new? In order to focus to track the development of a child, we need to monitor further his or her physical progress through stages of human growth and development. By doing this, we may discover their strengths and weaknesses. We may be able to help and guide him or her to improve more of their physical, mental, psychological, spiritual, and health development. Early monitoring of a child will help us also determine and can act early if ever there are potential delays of a child's development, and will be given treatment and proper care because these are very important in the development of a child. What is it? Integration in English. Apply knowledge of content within and across curriculum teaching areas, like the parts of speech.
In this lesson, we integrate the three parts of speech: nouns, verbs, and adjectives. A noun is the name of a person, place, thing, animals, or idea. A verb tells what action someone or something is doing or expresses a state of being. And an adjective describes a noun or a pronoun. It tells what kind, how many, or which one. And now, let's discuss the stages of infection. First, we have incubation period, the period between infection and the appearance of symptoms of the disease. The associated words we have noun, duration, verb, virus, adjective, overnight. Second one, prodromal stage, symptomatic of the onset of the attack of the disease. Associated words, noun, rushes, verb, recognize, adjective, severe. Illness, impairment of normal physiological function affecting part of all organism, malady, unwellness, sickness. Associated words, noun, depressive, verb, afflicts, adjective, worsened. And last, convalescent, a person who is recovering from illness. Associated words, noun, carriers, verb, wilt, adjective, tolerably. Eyes and ears, great learners, the stages of infection, a short video clip. Kindly watch and listen.
Hi friends, it's me Amber, the sister of Dr. Skittles. Well, Dr. Skittles is not here because I was quarantined, so he is not with me today. I will tell you what happened. It was last month when I developed the following symptoms. My family quarantined me in one of our rooms as per the instruction of our doctor. Well, it got worse, that's why my parents decided to bring me to the nearest hospital. The hospital staffs were notified early about my symptoms. That is why when I met them, they were wearing a full personal protective equipment and advised my parents to also quarantine at home. I was put at a quarantine facility. I was so scared since I was left alone. I have no one to talk to during that time. The doctor says I need to rest. Well, the doctor confirmed that I acquired coronavirus, the reason why we are at home and can't go out right now. What did I do when I got it, you ask? You see, months before I got sick, my friends and I decided to go out and meet. It's been months since we last see each other. Honestly, if I know that I will get sick because of that, I will not go out anymore. We met at one of our friends' house. We had a small party just for all of us. And because it's a party, we didn't wear face masks or anything that could prevent us from getting the virus. Little did we know that one of our friends is sick during that time. That friend didn't say anything to us. So we still continue to party like everything's okay. And there, few days after that party, I developed symptoms of coronavirus. It is scary, just like what they told us in the news. Luckily, few weeks after my first symptom, I got better and the doctor told me that I am free from the virus, but still, I need to quarantine myself to be sure.
Well, it is related to our topic for today. Let me introduce to you the concept of communicable disease. It is a disease that can be transmitted or spread from one person to another or animal to another. It is also called the infectious disease from athlete's foot, chickenpox, to severe cases like coronavirus. A communicable disease is caused by pathogens or disease agents that enter the body through direct and indirect contact. The following are the common pathogens: virus, bacteria, fungi, and parasite. Let's learn the difference of them. Viruses are tiny organisms smaller than bacteria. They cause diseases, not only to humans but also to animals and plants. Viruses need a living host. They cannot grow or breed if they are not inside or on a living cell. When they are in a human cell, they increase fast and cause diseases. Next is bacteria. Bacteria are very tiny single-cell living things that are found almost everywhere. They can be seen under a microscope. Some bacteria are dangerous because they can cause diseases. Other bacteria may be useful. They can help in making things rot and in fermentation. Next is fungi. Fungi are living things that are not animals or plants. They are almost everywhere. They may be even grow on human skin. These include yeast, molds, and as well as the mushrooms. Last is parasite. Parasites are living organisms that live in another organism that are called hosts. Parasites are living things that are getting their food from another living things. There are parasites that are big enough to be seen by the naked eye. Did you know that these pathogens are the only factors of the communicable disease?
What is it? What is it? Activity number 2. A life-changing letter. Dear students, this life-changing letter is about the course of infection by stages. Read it carefully and understand how infection manifests through its various stages.
Let's study the graph in stages of infection while reading the letter.
When a person is sick, the first stage of infection is the period starting from the entry of the pathogen until the appearance of first sign. For example, chickenpox. It takes 2 to 3 weeks of incubation. For common cold, 1 to 2 days of incubation. Influenza takes 1 to 3 days and 15 to 18 days for mumps. The second stage is called the prodromal stage, which starts from the onset of non-specific signs and symptoms such as fever.
Illness stage begins when more specific signs and symptoms appear. For example, common cold is characterized by sore throat, sinus congestion, and rhinitis. Mumps manifested by earache, high fever, and salivary gland swelling. The last stage of infection is an interval when acute symptoms of infection disappear. The length of recovery depends on the severity of infection and the sick person's general state of health. Recovery may take several days to months and is called the convalescent stage. I hope that you were able to learn something about the stages of infection.
Yay!
What's more? What's more? Activity 1.1. Pick and write. Direction: copy in your activity notebook the table as shown below and pick the answers from the choices. Write the signs and symptoms under the correct stage. Okay? Now, let's answer. You got it right?
Yeah!
Congratulations!
Psychomotor domain. Recommend actions to prevent and control the spread of communicable diseases.
Okay, students, let's proceed to activity 1.2. Direction: read the column. When this happens, analyze if you will do or not do the statement in the column. What will I do? Put a check mark on the column that corresponds to your answer. Are you ready? Let's start.
When I understood the chain and stages of infection, I will intervene to prevent infections from developing. Yes or no?
Yes!
When I acquire infection, I will observe signs and symptoms of infections. Yes or no?
Yes!
When there are symptoms and signs, I will take appropriate actions to prevent its spread. Yes or no?
Yes!
When the symptoms and signs persist, I will see the appropriate doctor or medical specialist. Yes or no?
Yes!
What I have learned.
Activity: explain the graph. Directions: study the graph on page 3 and answer the questions below. Number 1. Locate where the arc starts and where it ends. Explain what it means. Number 2. Describe the flow of the graph. Critical thinking. Number 3. Is there anything we can do in the stages of infection? What do you think is the best thing to do in order to stop the flow of the infection?
Assessment.
Post-test. Test 1. Multiple choice. Direction: choose the correct answer from the choices. Write the letter only. Number 1. What period that's starting from the entry of the pathogen until the appearance of the first sign? A. Prodromal stage. B. Illness stage. C. Incubation. D. Convalescent stage. The answer is letter C. Incubation. Number 2. What stage begins when the more specific signs and symptoms appear? A. Illness stage. B. Prodromal stage. C. Convalescent stage. D. Incubation. And the answer is letter A. Illness stage.
I know and I'm sure that it was so easy for you. Good job, great learners!
Yay!
Generalization.
We have learned from this lesson the different stages of infection, and the most of the leading causes of death are caused by disease infections such as heart attack, diabetes, acute respiratory infection, and others. A lot of people die every day because of different reasons and causes. Some die because of accidents, natural death, and some are because of different crimes committed by friends, enemies, even a family member, out of a lot of reasons. But there are also people die because of different diseases, which some are communicable and acquired through lifestyle. Announcement and reminders. Please read your modules in advance so that you can be ready in our next episode. We will learn more about MAPEH, so stay tuned for our next episode. It has been a fun learning episode. This is your partner in learning, Teacher Micah, saying, you can learn something new every day if you just listen. Goodbye, everyone!
Learn with Teacher Micah.
Yay!